One of the funniest things you can ask a religious person is, well, first, what religion are you? And then secondly, what does it mean to be whatever religion that is? And they'll go on and tell you about what you need to believe and what sort of interpretations of whatever texts and whatever church fathers told you need to have and you need to submit to or submit your intellect to. Whatever you do, don't question it. If you do, then you should worry about the state of your soul. And they'll tell you about all these things related to belief and what they know about the nature of reality as it relates to what they've been told they have to believe. Because if they don't, then they're not this religion. Most of the time, 99% of the time, they will speak nothing about what it means in terms of their character and their interactions with other human beings. And again, Jesus Christ told us how you treat other people. Did you feed those people? Did you clothe those people? Did you help those people? How did you serve other people? Because how you serve other people is how you're serving God. The funniest thing about it is when you can ask, and in this case, let's just roll with Christianity. You can ask any Christian, Catholic, Orthodox, any of the handful of Protestants out there and their various denominations, what does it mean to be a Catholic? What does it mean to be Episcopalian? And they never talk about what Jesus Christ himself said was the sum of the law and the prophets. Those that spoke prophetically about God and his will for humanity, all of those people, and then what they created as law or were prophesied as law, all that is summed up in loving God, loving all that is, the creator of all that is, and then loving every individual living temple of God, the humans in this world, loving each and every one of them the way you love yourself. They'll never talk about that because that's not what defines their identity as whatever denomination or religion they are, because that's what's important, because that religion has told them, if you're part of this religion, you're part of the true faith. And there you can find a false sense of security. You can find security, but really it's a false sense of security. And this is validated by all the near-death experiencers, by the millions. Just go to YouTube or go to any social media, look up NDE, near-death experience. They'll all tell you it's about one thing, it's about love. And your life review that they talk about in their experience with the divine, they'll tell you, or in their experience in the afterlife, after whatever tragic accident they had, they get resuscitated in the hospital, they'll tell you it's all about love. They have this life review, and it's all about how they treated everyone. Every single thing in their life, they have to relive. And it's all about how they made other people feel. Did they love them, or did they neglect to love them? The sum of the law and the prophets. What the heck? It's that simple? Can't be that simple because we have all these religions. And I have to pick a religion that I'm a part of. I have to figure out which men figured out the unfigure-outable. That's what I have to do here. That's the whole purpose, is to do what these men before me have told me I need to do for God to be happy with me. Even though Jesus Christ said it's about how you treat other people. It's hard for me to act this out, but I've learned that when you make fun of it in the way that I am, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, although it may hurt many people's feelings, but it's so ridiculous that when you just say it in a ridiculous tone of voice, sometimes it makes the most sense, or it comes across, or it makes it clear how ridiculous it is. And so that's ultimately where humanity is going. Humanity is done with the division. We're done with the war. We're done with the slavery intellectually. We're done with the hierarchies of men over other men for no reason whatsoever, especially in religion. Don't tell me that some man has more power over me, or I need to submit to him or his intellect, or I need to understand his interpretation of the way certain texts were written, even though I have zero faith in authorities, especially the ones 2,000 years ago that owned the scribes that wrote those texts. I don't care. I use discernment. I read those texts. I quote Jesus more than most Christians do, especially most Catholics, especially most Orthodox. I have no problem accepting that there is divine revelation in any text for that matter. I'm not like the sheep. I liken myself to a divine lion that owns his divinity in a state of respect of all of creation and with a sense of responsibility that comes with power, the universe inside each and every one of us. With great power comes great responsibility. That's the message that needs to be understood. We need to take ownership for the power that we have within the kingdom of God. We need to start treating each other as if we are all kingdoms of God. We need to respect ourselves like we are kingdoms of God or temples of God. And in doing so, we will find that life is so much simpler than religions have made it out to be. We will eliminate all of the division, and we can begin to lay a new foundation that can be nothing other than what a new earth will be built on. And so that's what this Raise Our Awareness revolution is all about. Humanity's roar. It's about recognizing that all these systems of our world are collapsing and in desperate need of reform or transformation or just a flat-out new system, one that is not built on this idea that certain men are above other men based on their pedigree or their training or whatnot, especially, again, in the realm of spirituality. That's an inward journey. That's not something, that's not a process outward. It is in the sense that your inward journey of seeking the kingdom first and discovering it and understanding that it is within each and every one of us. Once you understand that, your outward spiritual journey is the reflection. It is what you've come to understand within. And so how you treat other people is the barometer to understand where you're at in your spiritual journey. And so this is all happening, whether the world likes it or not. Humanity's roar represents what is happening. And so the sooner we come together under a message that is the simplest message of all, one that provides the most freedom, but at the same time, the most accountability, because we cannot escape our own judgment of ourselves in light of the truth when we cross over. And all of the near-death experiences talk about this. Go to YouTube or any social media, type in NDE account. NDE. They will all come back saying they had a life review and they were all judging themselves as critically as they could possibly judge themselves. Meanwhile, they felt this understanding that God wasn't judging them. The source of all creation wasn't judging them. Sounds like unconditional love. But yet these people judged themselves so harshly that they came back recognizing that, for one, the simplicity. It's all about how we treat each other. And for two, I don't need a vengeful, angry, raging God judging me after this. Because I can ask him for mercy. I can't ask myself for mercy. I own my actions. It's not about going to a confessional and, oh gosh, thank you. You forgave me of my sins. Now I just feel like I'm good again. No. I tell my kids, every single thing that you do in your life, you're going to re-experience in the afterlife with some multiplier effect that's by the 1,000, 10,000, whatever. And many of these people that have these near-death experiences talk about it just that way. It was like 10,000 times the remorse, the feeling of guilt, and the way that I made other people feel, the sorrow that I had to experience that they felt, crushed me. That's reality. That's understandable. Not this eternal hell damnation where God abandons you and you're suffering for all of eternity. Although they'll tell you, you choose it and the gates of hell are locked from the inside. As in, you can leave if you want, but you can't leave because it's hell. But again, all that is fear-driven nonsense. And once you understand vibration and frequency, then it becomes clear that this low vibration and frequency of fear, shame, guilt, unworthiness, unrighteousness, disconnection from the source, all of those are low vibration frequency, low vibration and frequency, and those things have no part in the accurate worldview and understanding of the nature of reality. And soon humanity's going to come together under that simplified, true version of the nature of reality, or understanding of the nature of reality. And humanity's roar, the Raise Our Awareness Revolution, aims to be a catalyst for that great awakening. And so I look forward to working with all of y'all, coming together, joining forces, uniting behind one voice and ultimately one roar as we celebrate our realization, our awakening to our divinity and to our oneness as a human family. And it seems like we still got a good road ahead of us where it might get worse before it gets better, but it will get better once we unite in spirit and in our voice through our roar. And so look forward to that day, that future. I'm Da Vinci the Truth. Love all of y'all. God bless.